Hello and welcome. You are watching Explosive Exclusive. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Ayodhya will enter into a new era culturally on the 22nd of January. But that is not the only thing that the city has to look forward to. There are plans about how the entire temple town will be developed. The inauguration, the consecration of the Ram Mandir will happen, of course, on the 22nd of January. But before that, Ayodhya city will be witness to a mega makeover. World-class infrastructure is being put into place with a high-tech upgrade. The Prime Minister will be launching projects there worth more than 11,100 crores to revamp civic facilities and develop world-class infrastructure. Projects worth over 4,600 crores for other parts of Uttar Pradesh will also be announced. Now, the new airport in Ayodhya is going to be called the Maharshi Valmiki International Airport. The initial stage of the new airport, named Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram International Airport, is set to begin flight operations from the 6th of January. Airlines will provide flights connecting various cities to accommodate the influx of visitors to the Ram temple daily. Now, after air connectivity, the Modi government has also kept their focus on connectivity by land. The name of Ayodhya railway station has been changed to Ayodhya Dham Junction. A high-tech bus terminus will also soon be made in the town with world-class facilities.
Prime Minister Modi will be inaugurating Ayodhya Dham railway station on 30th of December. This particular railway station will be connecting Ayodhya to several parts of the countries from where pilgrims can come and offer prayers to the Ram temple that is being built over here, and that will be in fact inaugurated on 22nd of January 2024. But the unique thing about this particular railway station is that it has country's largest concourse. Apart from this, yes, it has all the world-class amenities, but is also a combination of ancient architectural design, and perhaps that is why the dome of this Ayodhya Dham railway station is inspired by the crown of Lord Ram. And there you see the dome of Ayodhya Dham railway station, which is in fact inspired by the Lord Ram's Chandra Mukut. And in fact, the overall design, if we see, then in fact overall design is a confluence of modern solutions with a touch of Indian temple architectural aesthetics. And what we are being also told is that the approximate cost to build this particular Ayodhya Dham railway station is nearly about 450 crores. And in fact, the roof design is also inspired by the lotus petals. Ayodhya is all set to witness the inauguration of several projects, and perhaps that is why the reason that the streets of Ayodhya are also displaying the posters of the work done by Yogi government in the state of Uttar Pradesh. And as the government says that it is a double-engine sarkar, that means the government of Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath along with Prime Minister Modi, perhaps that is why it is a double-engine sarkar. And in fact, that is why you could see the posters on each and every poster. The picture of Yogi and Modi are being displayed. But here the most important picture is Modi ki guarantee. Here this is the picture, Modi ki guarantee, where it's written, koi bhuka nahi रहेगा, हमारा संकल्प विकसित भारत, 15 करोड़ से अधिक लोगों को मुफ्त राशन का उपहार. And in fact, this was the Modi ki guarantee, because of which the government had won the elections in the all Hindi heartland states that had happened a while back. And in fact, Modi ki guarantee was the only card that the government had played. And now this is the second posters regarding the MSMI, and then there you see the poster that displays the welcoming that is welcoming you in the city of Ayodhya. And all these posters are being displayed just in front of the Ayodhya Dham railway station, which is all set to be inaugurated.
In fact, today the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath was in Ayodhya. He offered prayers at Hanuman Gadi and reviewed preparedness ahead of the Prime Minister's visit tomorrow. The UP Chief Minister inspected the newly built Valmiki Airport, Ayodhya Dham railway station, and held meetings with several officials. The Prime Minister, like we said earlier, will be in Ayodhya tomorrow on the 30th of December. He will be inaugurating the airport and railway station. He will also oversee what preparations are underway. But it's not just about the moment that the consecration takes place, it is also about the cultural significance for all of India. A lot of people have the misconception that this is only something that matters to people in Uttar Pradesh or maximum North India, but there is a very deep connection when it comes to the Ram Mandir, especially to the south of the country. What really is that connection? Joining us for more on that, we have Mr. Ram Mandir. Thanks very much, sir, for speaking to us. I want to start by asking you about the national significance of what we will witness on the 22nd of January on the Pran Pratishtha Day.
First of all, Bhagwan Ram lives in the hearts and minds of 1.4 billion Indians. I'm not saying just Hindus alone. Every person in this country respects, reveres Bhagwan Ram. So to say that it is a North Indian phenomena, etc., is very wrong. Bhagwan Ram, by history, by his own story, connects the entire country. So what is going to happen at Ayodhya now in the form of that construction of the magnificent temple and its Murti Pratishtha there that is happening on 22nd of January is going to be a hugely important celebration for the whole country. Whether it is North India or it is South India, everywhere you are going to see a huge upsurge of devotion for Ram in different forms. I mean, the program that was given by the organizers of this event was that in every place, in temples, there should be public watching of this consecration ceremony. You will see millions and millions turning up to participate virtually in this event. You must remember that Bhagwan Ram symbolizes this country's national ethos. The whole country is very much connected with the story of Ram and his entire history and all that.
Now, a lot of care has been taken by the trustees to ensure that this temple has a national relevance. It has the stamp of every part of India in it, and it has a pan-Indian appeal. For instance, they've combined southern influences as far as the architecture is concerned with the Nagar style of the north. Can you tell us a little bit more about the thinking that has gone into this?
So Ram essentially is the greatest unifier of this country. In Bhagwan Ram's name, we can unite the whole country. That is why special attention has been paid to the fact that the temple there should appeal to all the different, people of different parts of the country who come there to, not on January 22nd itself, because on that day there will be a restricted audience. But subsequently, we appealed to people to come, each state to come on a given date. There is a calendar that has been decided by which from each state people will come there. And thousands of people are going to come to have the darshan of Ram Lalla there. So naturally, care is taken to ensure that nobody feels that this is, spiritual and emotional connect everybody should feel. So keeping that in mind in terms of its architecture, in terms of, the entire temple complex, the way it has been developed, it will give a feeling of a pan-Indian feeling only, not any specific region or a specific, part of the country.
Now, sir, we've also heard that there will be a priest from Udupi in Karnataka. Additionally, there will be a Mandala Puja that will last 41 to 48 days after the consecration actually takes place. And is this largely a practice that is from South India? There's also a Kamban Ramayan, which is written in Tamil. What religious and cultural resonance does this moment have for those who are witnessing the consecration ceremony, especially if they are from Tamil Nadu, Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh?
Remember, Ram started his journey from what we call as North India, from Ayodhya itself. But Ram has connections with the Himalayan kingdom of Nepal. Sita, Mata Sita, Mother Goddess Sita comes from Nepal, what we call as Nepal, that part of the country. Then when she was taken away by Ravan forcefully to Sri Lanka, Ram traversed all across the country to the south, and then from Tamil Nadu, from Rameshwaram, he crossed over to Sri Lanka and defeated Ravan and brought Sita back to Ayodhya. No, this story, that's why I said Ram is the greatest unifier of our country. From north to south, Ram connects us. And if you see the story of Bhagavan Krishna, he connects east with west. Rukmini comes from what we call as Arunachal Pradesh today. So there is Krishna came from Dwarika. So our epic heroes are greatest unifiers. In that sense, Bhagavan Ram is a great unifier. I myself come from South India. A number of places in South India have historical connect with Ramayana. The Ramayana story, in that a number of incidents happen. We know that it's a big epic story. In that various incidents that happen, many of them have happened as per that epic in what we call as South India today. In fact, Andhra Pradesh there is a place in Andhra Pradesh where this Garutman, his episode happened, his incident happened. There is a historical connect, there is a connect through epic, there is a general reverence for Ram and Sita across the country. So it is as significant for us in South India as it is probably for people in Uttar Pradesh and rest of the country.
In fact, there are several depictions of the Ramayana in Thailand and Indonesia. What is the message that India, you think, will be sending out to the rest of the world on the 22nd of January?
We represent a big value system that is taken from us by many countries in our neighborhood. Entire Southeast Asia, in our own neighborhood, Bharat's neighborhood, they all take great value system from our country. This value system comes from the stories of Bhagavan Ram and Bhagavan Krishna, our Ramayana, our Mahabharata. These are the ones that give that great value system, which we also call as Dharma, but is essentially core humanistic values. Those values are what these epic personalities, epic leaders represent. In that sense, this Ayodhya renovation or resurgence, whatever is happening there, restoration of the temple that is happening there, at one level, if you look at it as at the national level, at our country level, it's a question of restoration of our national honor. This country is irrevocably linked to the epic personalities like Ram and Krishna. Nobody can separate Ram and Krishna from this country. And to have a magnificent temple coming up at his birthplace is a huge national honor for everybody. The whole country is today honored and full of pride that such a temple is coming up. But for the neighborhood, as you rightly said, for the extended neighborhood in Southeast Asia and all that, we shared our value system with them for millennia. When our people went to those countries, they carried this value system, which is represented by epic persons like Ram and Krishna. So in that sense, a temple coming up will be equally significant for all these people, because as you also rightly said, they have learned so much from this culture, so much from this civilization, so much from this epic history. Ramayana is practiced and played in different forms in many of these countries. So is, in Indonesia, 4 years ago, when our Prime Minister went, the President of Indonesia and our Prime Minister jointly unveiled the big, Gitopadesa statue at the main square in Jakarta, in Indonesia. So Mahabharata has great relevance to people of Indonesia also. So cultural connect is an important connect that we enjoy with our neighbors and extended neighbors. And this Ram temple is going to be an important development now, this restoration of Ram temple, in further strengthening this cultural connect.
You're talking about strengthening the cultural connect, but what about the social harmony in India? And I ask specifically about the Muslim community, given that there is also the bitter legacy of the demolition of the Babri Masjid in 1992. Can the ceremony bridge differences between communities?
Look, as far as the organizers of this whole event are concerned, that includes people in the government as well as Vishwa Hindu Parishad and all of us. We have always held the restoration of Ram temple at Ayodhya to be a matter of national honor. It's not exclusive to any one community and one group of people. Many worship Ram as Bhagavan, but many others who may not see him as God, for them also, he is a great symbol of values, a symbol of reverence. So in that sense, That's why I repeatedly said Ram should be a greatest unifying factor. That will be our effort. That has been our effort right from the day when the judgment of Supreme Court came about five years ago. So that time itself, the RSS chief himself openly said it is not a victory of one community over another community. It's actually the victory for our national honor, national dignity, and our value system. So we see it that way. I think everybody should see it that way only. Ram is the ancestor of this country. 1.4 billion Indians, whether they are Hindus or Muslims or Christians or anybody, any other religion, or those who don't believe in God, for all of them, Bhagwan Ram should only represent a greatest unifying ancestor of our country. That will be the whole effort in organizing this event also. Moving forward, this should become a symbol of greater harmony, greater unity. That will be our effort.
Finally, sir, a political question. Invitations have been extended to the heads of various political parties. Some are yet to respond, but the CPM and Sitaram Yechuri have chosen to not attend. They've said this is because a religious event has been politicized and the Prime Minister's presence is inconsistent with constitutional principles. How do you respond to this?
This is a Nehruvian and leftist viewpoint that has prevailed right from the time of our independence. They see all the cultural symbols of our country as parochial and religious symbols only limited to certain sections of our society, while our culture is always very inclusive, very universal. But the leftists, right from Jawaharlal Nehru, never saw it that way. Nehru objected to Dr. Rajendra Shah, President of India, participating in the consecration ceremony of the Dwarka temple, a renovated Dwarka temple. It happened in 1950-51. So that streak remains in the form of the left parties here. A few of them still hold those views, but there is a totally different view also, which sees all these, our cultural symbols as symbols of national unity and national honor. Irrespective of political parties, many people see these things as symbols of our national honor. May I remind that the Shilanyas for the Ram temple happened when there was a government led by Rajiv Gandhi of Congress Party in 1989. The locks were opened when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister. So everybody across the parties and across the political spectrum, many of them see it as a question of nation's honor, dignity, our civilizational revival, our cultural revival. But some see it as, in their own prism. The communists, they have a particular way of looking at these things. I don't want to say anything about their decision. They don't want to participate. Fair enough. It's their own decision.
And as they say, apne apne Ram, they have their own version of Lord Ram, their own way of worshipping him. Thanks very much, Mr. Ram Madhav, for speaking to us. Quick break.